This week, a Saskatoon nightclub owner who was convicted by a jury of sexually assaulting a man who had passed out in his home was sentenced to 30 months in prison. The victim, a 22-year-old friend of Skip Edward Anderson's, testified that he blacked out after a night of drinking in Anderson's hot tub in 2016 and awoke to the man anally penetrating him. A jury found that this was non-consensual sex. The Crown argued for 3 years, which is the general starting point for a major sexual assault in Saskatchewan, saying that Anderson took advantage of the man, who the Crown called a defenseless victim. But in many support letters that were provided to the court, Anderson was described as a well-respected member of both the LGBTQ and business communities. And Justice Ronald Mills said this suggests that his criminal behavior was somewhat of an anomaly and warranted a 30-month sentence. The victim spoke in court to say that the assault has left him feeling very isolated. He said he's lost friends and the ability to pursue creative projects in the LGBTQ community ever since he came forward. Now, according to the defense, Anderson is no longer the owner of Pink Nightclub in Saskatoon. There's no word yet on whether the conviction or sentence will be appealed. And for the first time in Saskatchewan courts, a woman was sentenced under the province's Midwifery Act. It's after a Saskatoon doula pleaded guilty to breaching the act by unlawfully practicing midwifery. Midwives are trained to deliver babies and are allowed to medically intervene. A doula, or birth attendant, can only provide non-medical support. But during a home birth in 2014, Lisa Cush admitted performing internal exams on a woman who was having complications. The longtime doula said she was just trying to help the woman who wanted to have a home birth without a midwife present. But the mother said that Cush told her she could offer the services of an unlicensed midwife. In the end, the woman had a traumatic C-section after being in labor for 3 days. She subsequently filed a complaint against Cush with the College of Midwives. Cush said she had a, quote, lapse in judgment that day, and that she hopes both her and the mother can now move forward. She is no longer a practicing doula and was ordered to pay the maximum fine under Saskatchewan's Midwifery Act, which is $4,000. As always, you can read more detailed accounts of these stories at thestarphoenix.com.